Yo, what's up, peace, man? It's your boy King, and got some NBA 2K21 next gen raw gameplay here. So this came out a couple of days ago, but I just wanted to touch on this. Now, I it's some things that I liked and there's some things that I disliked. But overall, I feel like the experience was it was improved. But when it comes to legacy issues, we'll just have to see how it goes when we get the full game. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So immediately the graphics, you can tell that it's an upgrade here in the graphics just by the play now team select screen. So I guess that's good, but the graphics already looked it good. So I mean, you know, bam, like this is pretty much the most exciting thing about the next generation version of this game because if you play NBA 2K, these loading screens usually take like from play now or whether you're in my league jumping into a game, that's at least a minute on a good day. So like that's gonna significantly cut down on the time that we're waiting to play the game and replacing it with more time spent in game. So I really do like that. That's really nice upgrade right there. But yeah, the graphics do look upgraded, and you wouldn't actually know because it looks so familiar. But when you compare the things side by side from current gen to next generation, that's when you really start to understand how far they've come. It's just the game looks really familiar because they haven't done anything with the body types. A lot of players haven't been scanned yet. But once they update face scans and stuff like that, it'll start to look really good. But it's a jump, especially in lighting because the Smoothie King Center here looks a lot more realistic with its color palette than it does in current gen because current gen looks yellowed out, and if you've been there in real life, this is closer to how it looks in real life. So tip off is getting into the gameplay. Curry dribbling, bam. Uh, this right here is pretty interesting. So let me go back and you watch Lonzo Ball here. So Lonzo Ball, what it looks like is Lonzo did get sucked into an animation. Uh, I'm trying to go to slow down. I'm sorry about this, but I want to slow the game down a little bit. So if you look right here, this actually, you know what? That might not be so my mistake, y'all. Like he might have not been sucked into. It just looked it so natural. Like he might have not gotten sucked into an animation. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happened here, but it looks smooth. But even if he did get sucked into an animation here, it's not about It's not about getting. It's about getting sucked into animations. Don't get me wrong on that. But it's not about. It's about what kind of animations are triggering. Like you have to have the right animations for the right situation. And I feel like right here, this was the right animation for the right situation if there was an animation triggering here because I'm honestly confused whether this is a two-man animation or not, and that's how good 2K is at animating their products. They really know how to. Now don't get me wrong, it has took a step back. I feel like NBA 2K16 was pretty much at the pinnacle of pretty much the animation in their game because pretty much every animation in that game was a realistic animation. Like I still play that game today, so it's fresh in my mind. Like that game really animated really well, and it really did have a good foot planting system. But right here, this is nice. I do like this. That right animation trigger for the right situation. Like this is a layup. Alonzo Ball was not in position to do anything with that with Curry, so the right outcome happened right here. So I do like that. So let's go back to full speed. Sorry about that, guys. Like this is on the fly. This is straight ghetto mode, so you gotta bear with me. got the bootleg little webcam, but that's okay, man. We gonna get our stuff. We gonna get our life together. We gonna get it upgraded. Lonzo looks pretty nice on this game. Let me. So that step back right there. Like I said, the foot planting right here. The foot planting is better, but it's not perfect. And only time will tell if they can really pick up on that and improve because let me pause real quick because the Czar did say that it takes because I don't believe he has any reason to lie, so I do take the things that he says and basically I don't throw them at. They don't go one in one ear and out the other. Like I do like trust him on some of the things he says, and I do believe it does take multiple years to put these systems in place. So when they put this motion system that they had in the game, um, that when they put it in 2K18, that was phase one. And I will admit that the motion system has improved year after year after year. It has. But we were just so used to what we saw in NBA 2K16, and we were so used to an entirely different motion system that, of course, when you put something new and primitive in, it's not going to go over well with somebody that's trying to play the game in a simulation fashion. So time will tell to see how well they improve on this. But from what I see, it's improved. I don't have the same complaints as I had just by judging by this footage. By the way, I don't have the same complaints. So
It's amazingly fresh to me, and I can't wait to come to work every day.
green release. And by the way, you're seeing so many greens because they're definitely playing this on rookie. They just want to show off the gameplay. I'm pretty sure they're playing this on rookie. It would be a shame if they weren't, but I'm 99% certain that they are.
Actually going on right now. We actually have
So this right here is interesting. So this play right here has been, a lot of people have been talking about this on Operation Sports, Reddit, and just pretty much the forums and stuff like that, even the YouTube comments. So a lot of people have been talking about this. Now I want to slow this down for a second to 0.25 just to really get up in there deep. Now, they're calling suction screens, right? They're calling this a suction screen, but this is not a suction screen. This is not what I meant. I meant being sucked in the screens from where Lonzo Ball is right now. That is unacceptable. This right here is not a suction screen. What happened? What's happening here is another issue that I've been complaining about for a while with 2K, and the inappropriate animations for the moment in the game, right? So this is exactly what that is. This is a animation that should not have triggered in this based on the position that Curry was in. This animation just simply should not have triggered. Curry was pretty much forced to go under this screen, but and I'm not saying it's even the wrong play to go under the screen. Like, actually, really, you should have went under the screen on Lonzo. Lonzo's not a good shooter. You should have went under the screen on him in the first place. But if you're that deep over the screen already, you don't turn around and then go back under the screen. Now, first of all, this is a bad. Get this animation out the game, okay? Get this animation out the game. Anybody who hits this screen, they're going to fight over this screen. Let's go back so you can all see. Anyone who hits this screen here is going to fight over the screen. They're not going to hit that screen, and they're going to go back under the screen because that's precious time that you wasted. And the way people are shooting in the NBA right now, you do that on Harden, you do that on any shooter in the league, you do that on a Trae Young, it's going to be over. He's going to shoot over the top of you. It's going to be buckets in your face. So that animation needs to go. Like, nobody's really doing this. So, but this situation right here, that wasn't a situation of a suction screen. Ooh, excuse me. That was more of a situation of not the wrong animation triggering at the wrong time. So, it gets a alley oop, and then Curry gets pretty much smashed on at the other end. All because you see how important making the right play in basketball is, right? So I just want to go back and show this, man, like, because this highlights the issues that we have with the game. Like, you have to now, they did say that they cleaned up on this in a day one patch that's coming out. We won't see this, but we'll see, man, because the guys over at 2K say a lot of things, man. So let's go. Let me change the speed again. Like, just because Curry made a mistake and went under, he made a delay on a decision that should have been instant. That decision should have been instant. It should have been, that's Lonzo, I'm going under this screen so Draymond Green can have a chance to at least contain Zion Williams going towards the rim. All it is, you know what I mean? Like, he gets caught, he goes under this damn screen in a delayed fashion. Now Lonzo Ball can just go downhill. So now what happens is Draymond Green has to pick up on Lonzo Ball. Now you have Curry down here running, trying to stop basically a freight train going to the back. Like, stuff like that is the reason why you get these super inflated points in the paint. Like, you get these super inflated points in the paint and stuff like that. This is why, because the AI just simply can't make the right decision. So I really hope this is patched out, because so far, this is the worst thing that I've seen so far from any of the footage. And I hope this doesn't happen too frequently. And I hope they really obey my defensive settings, because that sucks. That sucks right there. That's the worst thing that I've seen in any of this footage. But everything else is clean. Like, I like everything else they did. It was clean. But that right there, that has to go. Like, that can't. The game simply, let me put it back to normal speed. I know that could get annoying.
Whenever you're.
But you got Curry jammed on. Curry just got dunked on all because Curry made the wrong decision
This one's headed by.
and made a delayed decision and the wrong decision over a screen. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, that type of stuff needs to be cleaned up.
Sideline reporter for the
So, like I said, the foot planting, you know, that has been proven. It's actually been improved dramatically. Like, there was a lot of sliding in NBA 2K20, despite them saying that they upgraded the movement system. So, you know, and upgrading the foot plant, that was a feature. Their motion system was a feature in NBA 2K20. So, you know,
That's a new impact engine.
like, but from what I can visually see, this is actually very much so improved.
You get some really nice contact at the rim.
But then again, it's not perfect because NBA 2K16, in my opinion, still was better with foot planting.
enjoy is honestly like the foot planting.
But then again, you never know. Like, you know, I got a lot of commentary to go over this video, man. I don't want to just be talking over the gameplay. But what I was getting at is NBA 2K16 may have had the best foot planting system in the game. Yeah, sure. And I personally like that, but that could come with a lot of different problems because it had the best foot planting system in the game. You also had some situations where it was sluggish in areas it should not have been sluggish, and also animations kind of overtook that game more so than these newer 2Ks, right? So these newer NBA 2K games are much looser and a lot more freer. Like, you can just like hesitate on a guy and just go. Like on NBA, everything after NBA 2K17, you could just do a quick little hesitation and then you can just drive to the basket. You can't do that. NBA 2K16, you couldn't do that. It was hard to do it on 15, 14, all of those games. Just for well, not 14. 14 was pretty loose, but 2K16 also had the best foot planting system out of those games. So in conjunction with the animations, that's what you ended up getting. It was a trade-off, you know, a much freer game but looser foot planting, or a much more closed-off game with better foot planting, because that's the only way. Like, when you talk about foot planting, two-man animations and foot planting go hand in hand. So if you want 100% foot planting, which is impossible to do, but if you want it to as close to reality as possible, the game's going to feel a lot more closed off. It's going to, because there's just so much stuff that they have to do under the hood that's going to be predetermined, you know, than something like this that's much more freer. But so I'm worried. I want the foot planting to just not be out the window like it was in NBA 2K18, 19, and 20 was better. But and I guess 21 was better. I don't even know. I didn't buy that game. But I also want them to pay some attention to the foot planting. Don't have guys sliding all over the goddamn court. Like a slide here, a slide there, cool. But how it was in 2K18 and I'll even say NBA 2K20, like, guys were just sliding entirely too much, man. So this does look very improved, I won't lie.
Yeah, you sometimes.
But like, even Curry dribbling, Curry stops, and just all of this stuff just looks a hell of a lot better, man. Hell of a lot better.
Steps, and that's something that they were sometimes would slid around and just wouldn't look as good as they could.
Yeah, I mean, we have so much more we can and want to talk about, but you know, honestly, we just wanted to give you a couple of minutes of gameplay.
That's what should have happened here. Well, exactly what happened here with Wiggins. Let me go ahead and pause it for a second. Exactly what happened here with Wiggins, that's what should have happened with Curry. Because, I mean, it's the same exact situation. This is the same exact situation that happened with Stephen Curry. It's the same exact play, high screen and roll. How come Curry hit that screen and then went under that screen? Now what you have here is something that's a little bit more contained, but at the, you know, like I said, like the animations, 2K, that's anime. It's their biggest strength and their biggest downfall as well, because you have these long, drawn out, over exaggerated animations. Like, yes, Andrew Wiggins did make the right decision here, but this is just too delayed. Like, this is just too delayed. That's not enough. Andrew Wiggins would have slipped right over that screen and would have been able to contain the ball handler. But because it was so slow, and now Andrew Wiggins has to stop after that animation goes, there you go. Like, it's the same thing. Alonzo Ball, beeline to the rim. They get the same points off a high pick and roll, and that's an and one play. You know, you have to have these decisions right in the game. The AI has to be making these decisions correctly in the game in order for you to get a game of basketball that makes sense. You know, and I know I'm not only making sense like from what you see in a visual standpoint, but making sense from the statistical standpoint too, like in the box score, because I play a lot of my games in my league. I look at my box score, The AI is scoring most of their points in the paint. I'm scoring a lot of points in the paint because it's just so easy to get in there and score because of stuff like that. Like animations that are first of all, animations that need to be revamped. Like some of these are the same animations. These animations need to be revamped. I'm talking about the perimeter when it comes to like screens and fighting over screens and stuff like that. That needs to be revamped and they need to be sped up a hell of a lot more. NBA Live, and this is pretty much the end of the video, and that's why I'm just basically giving my input on it. It's the end of the video. Free throw. NBA Live had done this, but to an extreme to where none of the offense worked in the game in NBA Live. But what was happening was the problem with that was the passing was just much too slow in NBA Live 19 and 18. But the way those guys were fighting over screens, that was much more realistic. Those animations were quick. They were snappy. They were just like that. Guys were fighting unless they really hit a screen and they really got slowed down. So that's some of the stuff that I want to see here because it'll make the defense a hell of a lot better because as it stands now, it looks like this is some of the same problems that we're getting from the current gen. And they, like I said, they said day one patch, but this, that screen issue that's been there since last gen. Like, and granted, it's not a suction screen. That's cool, but you also have to have the right animations for the right situation. You can't have these guys fighting over screens in these like long drawn out situations and long drawn out animations and stuff like that because that's only gonna leave the defense vulnerable to get scored on. Like that same high screen and roll from between Lonzo and Zion Williams resulted in the same exact thing because of the same exact mistake. Stephen Curry went over the screen. He was a little iffy on the decision whether he wanted to go over or under. Either way, it delayed it enough to where Lonzo Ball got over that screen and was able to go downhill and pull Draymond in. He did the same exact play involving Andrew Wiggins, which is a much better defender. It's just that stuff has to go. That stuff has to be cleaned up, and that's the stuff that has to be. It just has to be cleaned up, man. Because you can't get an authentic game of basketball like that. So,
My NBA. And more on the mode formerly
but yeah, the graphics look great, man. I'm gonna nitpick this damn thing to death because
Thanks, everyone.
me nitpicking the game so much, like they always think like, oh man, like oh you're just complaining to it. Like no, I like the game. I like the game of NBA 2K. If we were talking about Madden is fucking ass. It's ass to the point to where I will not play that. It's trash. Like I said, Gideon used to cover Madden a lot. Madden got to a point to where it's not even worth it. This game has the potential. This game could be great. This game could be the greatest sports game ever if they just sit down and focus on some of the things that matter. Because even the casual fans, like, if you make a game that's basketball, that plays a simulation game of basketball first, and then you have all of this other stuff in the game, like the park and all of that stuff, and then you adjust for that, then you got something. Then you truly, truly got something on your hands. But I don't want to keep y'all too long, man. Like, I just want to go ahead and break this video down, man. Basically give my input on it. But anyway, peace out, peeps, man. It's been your boy King. Later.